I feel stuck. I don't know how to move past this. Nothing has changed in my life. When such questions and negative emotional thoughts are active within us, they indicate what your vibrational frequency is at and the vibrational electromagnetic signal you're emitting out into the world, because everything around you is energy. When these are very much active, built up with loads of momentum, they can cause us to make bad decisions, drive us to become the worst version of ourselves, and warp our perceptions of experiences that keep us stuck, repeating old patterns. And I don't know about you, but the worse I feel, the less likely I am to take any form of positive action. But there's an easier path to this, and today I'm going to share with you 3 steps that helped me break that cycle of that emotional negative thought loop. And by doing so, I was able to bring myself back into alignment gradually with ease, have that connection with source energy again with my higher self and my vision, and more importantly, feel good, because that's what it's all about, right? When life feels good, things flow in a lot easier and life seems easy. Now, when we have a negative thought like fear of failure, worrying how and when it will come, or worrying because very little or no progress is being made towards your vision, this creates feelings of anxiety, self-doubt, hopeless, which leaves us feeling impatient and forces us to make decisions out of fear. Now, most people think that they need to do and think all the time, but the only thing that matters is your vibration, because at the core of it, we are vibrational beings. So step 1 is to recognize and accept that you are a vibrational being, because when you do that, you become consciously aware of your go-to patterns, your thoughts and your emotions, the energy that you're putting out there as an electromagnetic signal, because all this influences your reality and the way you show up. Now I want you to stick with me here, and I want you to imagine that around your body, there's an electromagnetic energy bubble, or a toroidal field as it's referred to. Now, our thoughts are electric and our emotions are magnetic, and together they make the electromagnetic field around our body. And this is how we communicate with the quantum field as a vibrational being and attract back like for like. Now, the torus, or the electromagnetic field around our body, teaches us that energy flows up, down and all around our body. And this was one of the first messages or revelations that I received early on in my spiritual awakening journey. And the more I looked into this, I found that people like Eckhart Tolle, Matthias de Stefano have all talked about this as well. So how does this relate to you? Well, the electromagnetic signals around our body vibrate at a certain frequency and broadcast an energetic frequency that we emanate out based on our thoughts and our emotions. Our thoughts have and carry their own vibrational frequency, and our emotions act like magnets, attracting and repelling certain people or experiences. So for example, if we have a thought, I always mess things up, nobody likes me, I'm not worthy, these create feelings of being self-conscious, anxiety, sad and lonely. These determine our inner state of being. It also determines the vibrational signal we're operating from and the way we're showing up. We go into the world and create more resonance with these types of things. So you're constantly attracting events, like for like experiences, people and scenarios that reinforce what you already believe, feel and think. So your focus and what you give attention and energy to is the most important thing. Now, most people want to create change, but they do this by attempting to change the external. But really it starts with you, what's inside here. And just like the torus, in the center of the torus is the heart. And as you become consciously aware, the more you become present in the now moment, you call all that fractured energy back to you. You stop investing your energy and attention into people, objects, things that don't serve you. You do the inner work, you heal trauma, you let go. The more coherent your brain becomes. And when the brain is coherent, so is your heart, and you have elevated emotion again. When you do this long enough and you catch yourself before that negative momentum builds up, you will be surprised by an unknown experience that felt like it came out of nowhere. That's because you created it by shifting your vibration. When the brain waves are coherent and the heart opens up, it produces an enormous electromagnetic field around your body. And I want to remind you that your heart is like the bridge between the third dimension and the upper dimensions or the spiritual realm, between the lower chakras and the higher chakras. So by becoming consciously aware and accepting that you are a vibrational being, it's important to understand that there's an electromagnetic field around your body. And every thought and emotion that you emanate outwards determines your reality. Therefore, by changing our thoughts, we change our electromagnetic signal that we broadcast into the quantum field. There we can feel good, have inner peace, feel joy. And if we sustain it long enough, we can attract a new reality, a new you, or attract a new experience. Attract something new from the quantum field, since energy is frequency and all frequency carries information. Because you're now able to broadcast a new electromagnetic signal and draw back an electromagnetic frequency that matches your vibrational frequency that you're emanating outwards. And this is how you draw back a new experience into your current now reality. So step 2 is about your ability to focus yourself into a better feeling place. And you do this by transmuting that negative thought into something positive. Now let me just say that this is not the same as automatically jumping from a negative thought to a positive thought. Otherwise, if we're just going after what we want without doing the inner work, there will naturally be remnants of resistance. It's part of human nature. So it's really important to create that healthy relationship with those negative thoughts that arise, to do the inner work along the journey and go through the process. Learn the necessary lessons that our consciousness came here to experience. So let's take a look at some negative thoughts and how we can transmute them into positive thoughts or actions. So if you have the negative thought of, I'm afraid of failing, you can transmute this as, fear of failure is natural, and it shows that I care about my goals, as it means moving one step closer to where I need to go. I can use this fear as motivation to prepare, to learn and grow. Even if I encounter setbacks, I trust in my ability to handle challenges and adapt. And then you can tap into those positive emotions of determination, self-assurance and courage. So if you have the negative thought of, I feel stuck in life and nothing seems to be going my way, you can then transmute that into, life is full of ups and downs, and feeling stuck is temporary. I will take proactive steps, meditate, ground myself, and explore new opportunities. Set fresh goals and create positive changes in my life. And then you can tap into the positive emotions of hope and empowerment. And then if you have the negative thought of, I can't find love, what if I'm alone forever? You can transmute that into, love will come into my life when the time is right. In the meantime, I will focus on self-love, personal growth, and cultivate meaningful connections with others. I am deserving of love, and I will remain open to the possibilities. And again, you can tap into the positive emotion of self-love, optimism, and inner peace. All this requires self-awareness, acceptance, and willingness to learn and grow. And it's really important to tap into those new positive emotions once you've transmuted that negative thought and those feelings, as then you'll be able to gradually change your vibrational frequency. And I do encourage you to write it out and have it up somewhere so that you can refer to it every time and as many times as you need. And you can also add and modify it as you go along. When you transmute those negative emotions, you are literally giving yourself permission to change, to transfer them into something that will serve you. This is how you consciously create change and eventually long-lasting change. Because you are literally shifting your vibration from within. 90% of transformation happens through awareness. And then you will notice that you'll start showing up differently in the world. You'll attract new experiences and doors of opportunity will open up for you, and you'll be surprised at what life may bring your way. I really can't stress the value of identifying and recognizing and accepting yourself as a vibrational being. And through that, by raising your conscious awareness, identifying what your thoughts and emotions are trying to tell you. Because one of my clients a couple of days ago messaged me after my quantum energy healing session with them. And she messaged me saying her neighbor approached her and she was like, "Why are you suddenly smiling all the time? Have you come into some money? Have you won the lottery or something?" And I messaged her back saying, "It's because you've done the inner work, the necessary work, and you have shifted vibrationally. Your vibrational set point has shifted upwards. You're no longer living in that old self, that old familiar reality. You have fully embodied this new version of yourself." So as you start vibrating at a frequency that's greater than what you were, your old now identity, and when you move through that, you'll progress to that next phase of your life, that next stage of your spiritual awakening journey. You'll grow, evolve, and expand. But that said, that doesn't mean that life will always be hunky-dory. I mean, it can be. But I want you to understand that life is like the infinity symbol, and there will be ups and downs. But it's about how you move through those, how you catch yourself, how you don't let that resistance, that momentum, that negative momentum build up, and how you move through that gradually with ease, not being too hard on yourself. And you feel to heal whatever comes up, whatever needs to be released. Step number 3 is to understand what our emotions are telling us. And this is really important as emotions provide valuable insight into our inner world. Understanding our thoughts help us become more self-aware, enabling us to acknowledge and recognize our feelings, our needs and desires, or what we don't want without judgment. Think of your emotions like the check engine light being on in a car. And in the same way, your negative thoughts and emotions are trying to get your attention. In the same way, the universe is working with you by bringing your awareness to them because something needs to be done so that you can grow and evolve and expand as a conscious being. So we can understand our emotions by asking ourselves these 3 questions. So question number 1 is, what am I feeling? Now, on occasion, it's really difficult to pinpoint what we are feeling. And we can often find ourselves feeling low and lacking the motivation to do anything. For example, if you're feeling angry, you might say to yourself, "I feel angry." Now, that may seem easy, but really putting the effort to really think about it is an important step. So begin by identifying the specific emotion you are experiencing in that present moment. Take a moment to name the emotion, such as joy, anger, resentment, excitement, guilt, shame, fear. Simply acknowledging and naming it helps bring clarity to your inner state. By raising your conscious awareness, you can bring your attention and energy to these negative emotions in this present moment, and you can address and acknowledge them because it won't just go away, because either something has happened or is happening that's causing you to feel this negative emotion. And even if you try to shut it away, they will still reappear because it will lie there in your body dormant, waiting to pop up whenever they feel like, and probably catch you off guard. So the next opportunity you get, bring your awareness to them and address what is going on. So the second question that you need to ask yourself is, what triggered this emotion? Here, you explore the underlying cause or trigger of the emotion. Then you reflect on the situation, the event or the experience that brought about this emotional response. This will give you valuable insight into that situational scenario and will allow you to understand what you need to do, what are the next steps that you need to take, and where you need to put your attention. For example, is this something that you need to let go of? Are there boundaries that you need to create or put into place? Is there somebody that you need to forgive or forgive yourself when you're ready with compassion? If we don't pay attention to our emotions, this can lead us to feel stress, have physical problems, disease, because those negative emotions haven't had a chance to be released, to be felt. Your body starts to express what your mind is suppressing as it fights to hold on to old patterns, that same familiar brain chemical reaction that we start living in, that known familiar patterns of survival and predictable reality. And as a result of that, we can feel stuck. We don't have clarity. We're unable to progress in the direction of our vision, desires, and ultimately our manifestations. Everything that we think is vibrating inside of us, not just in our energy field. It determines our vibrational set point, our inner state of being, whether we react or respond to a situation or an experience, or to anybody for that matter. So it's really important to understand and acknowledge our emotions, where they are coming from. So the third question that you can ask yourself is, what can I do to work through this feeling? So here you're trying to understand what this emotion is trying to communicate with you. And the best way to do this is to work through the issue at hand. Because emotions carry messages and act like signals, like the check engine light, about our desires, needs and wants, or boundaries. For example, if you're feeling anxious, it could indicate your need for security or a desire to address uncertainty. For example, if you acknowledge that you felt angry and you realize it was triggered because your co-workers brushed off your work, first you allow yourself to feel angry. It's valid. All feelings are. You be gentle with yourself. And you might say, of course I feel angry. Anyone would in this situation. And then you work through it. In this example, you might remind yourself that you can't control other people's actions. And you remind yourself that you did a great job. And this may sound like it's okay to feel angry. I did the best I could. I can't control their reaction. Now, it may not make the anger completely disappear, but it will allow you to begin to move through the feeling. Let's say you find yourself in a bad mood, and sometimes it's easier to stay there than to pull yourself out of it. And this is because of the momentum of your vibration, your focus, attention, and energy. And often this can be made up of your negative internal dialogue, your habits, your patterns, you waiting for someone to come and fix your problem, or past similar experiences. But this will only add to the momentum. So here it's about slowing down the momentum so that you can understand what your emotions are trying to tell you, understand your relationship to them, and the lessons that it's trying to teach you, whether good or bad, because you chose to have this human experience in this third dimension so that your consciousness can experience itself. Your consciousness is about vibration, so every time you focus on a situation, a condition, or an experience, or something that's important to you, when you give your attention and energy to it, you offer a vibration. Becoming aware of your emotions and working through them will allow you to move forward without carrying that heavy emotional burden with you. It will empower you to move through life's challenges and obstacles, build healthy relationships and boundaries, and lead a more fulfilling and balanced life. How you think and feel determines the frequency and the information that you are emitting out in your energy field, which has a profound effect on your life, because it will attract back a signal that matches your vibration. As a vibrational being, you are the creator of your own reality, of your own life. So if you want to make a change and you want to have that shift, it's up to you to change the momentum of your vibration. Start by seeing these negative emotional thoughts as stepping stones as to where you want to get to, rather than obstacles, because you are the emanator of your own vibration. And you can change all of that by bringing your awareness into this present moment of now. And every now and then, just check in with yourself. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Is it good or bad? Where is it coming from? Does it need your attention and energy? Is it something that needs to be worked through? Is it something that you need to feel to heal? Just don't shut it away. And call back your power, reclaim your power, and call all that fractured energy back to you and invest it in yourself. So I hope you found value in today's video. Please let me know in the comments below. I always love reading your comments. And please like and subscribe and share it with others who need to hear this message. I hope you have a lovely day. Much love. Namaste.